FPL Gameweek 30 is on the horizon. As we travel slowly to this game week, we have to ponder many questions like who is the best captain, considering I think this game week is wide open with that. So in this video, we will be taking a look at who is the best captaincy option, along with my team selection, just doing a quick review on how I did in Game Week 29, just to give a bit of context as to what my decisions are for my team selection. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I would like to start on the captaincy because Haaland, I think, is clear and obvious based on the fixture. He's got a great fixture. It's Haaland, on penalties. He definitely should start, but he does have Real Madrid on either side of this fixture. Now, Haaland isn't one to necessarily rotate when he's fit, fully fit. And I think that's been the case. He did have a niggle which he rested for. He didn't play in the FA Cup, which is now he's got rest, and now he's going to go into Champions League game, see how he does there in terms of minutes, as well as his movement, just how he plays, because we have to admit he hasn't necessarily been in the best form in terms of scoring goals, and so a lot of people are questioning his value, which I totally get. I totally get. But I just feel it in the force that West Ham game could be a game which a lot of people are thinking that he could be rotated because of the importance of the Champions League. But at the same time, that man needs to clinch a win for the league because Arsenal could slip away with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Man City go in and they say, listen, we need to win this game in the first half. Haaland goes and scores like 2 goals or something. And then Pep, like probably in the 60th minutes, like, okay, cool, you can go off. I wouldn't be surprised of a return like that from Erling Haaland. And that's why for me, I'm just like, look, I think if you got him, keep him. I understand they're gonna blank game week 1 and you want to take the points and whatever, because of his form or whatever. I just feel like if you got him, keep him. That takes us to who everybody's thinking of captaining right after him, which is Bruno Fernandes. Based on form, I don't know if you watched that game against Newcastle. The man was like, I don't know, Kobe Bryant assisting everybody who was supposedly Shaq just missing. He was just pass after pass after pass, bro, and guys were just missing. You understand? Now, when you see a game like that, you're like, that's my captain. Next game week, that's my captain. I know what nothing else to say. So he's looking good. He's also going to be at home now, and yeah, I it makes absolute sense. Aston Villa might also just come from Europe. I think, excuse me, might come from Europe from that game. So I think with them having a free week and United could be a good chance for them to actually capitalize on the fatigue of Aston Villa. Thiago, for me, nope. Ekitike, maybe. But the minutes are a risk considering they do want to save him for, I think, not Champions League necessarily, because they have to actually secure Champions League positions in the league. And so this is why I think Ekitike will start. But I think if things are wrapped up early and he doesn't have, he doesn't get the opportunities, or Liverpool's just wrapped it up. Like it's 3-0 first half, he's out. I think they'll just like, okay, take off Ekitike, we'll keep him for thingy. I think if Verts is playing in that game, I think it's good for Ekitike. Verts is back. We know that connection between them in the center really does him well, whether it's assist or it's actually scoring. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. And then Ekitike could become a chance. That being said, let's take a look at the top captaincy picks from the FPL Force. And the FPL Force says Antoine Semenyo is number 1 over Erling Haaland. Makes absolute sense. Now, if you got him and you got Haaland, I would rather go for an Antoine Semenyo. Yes, he doesn't have penalties, but dude, he's just doing the job. We saw in the setups during the games, you would have Semenyo right next to Haaland in the press, or even when they just have the ball, so he's literally playing like a second striker. Then we have Bruno Fernandes there at number 2. And I feel like a differential pick from the FPL Force is that Marcus Tavernier, who's been getting big chance after big chance, and I think he was just very, very unlucky in that previous game. So this one being Burnley, being the bottom team, being on penalties also makes sense. So that could be the huge differential that you need. I think Bruno's the safe pick. Tavernier's the differential pick. And if you got Semenyo, then I would captain him over Haaland if you have both of them. Otherwise, if you want to go ultra safe, ultra safe, I would actually go for Bruno Fernandes over Haaland, despite everybody having Haaland. I'll just go with Bruno Fernandes over Haaland because I know there's no rotation that's going to be happening. They're not in, Bruno always makes it in every single game, and he's good for bonus, maybe even DEFCON. Bruno for me is like the safest pick. So yeah, that's what I'd have to say for captaincy. Let's take a look at how my team selection is. And before we do that, of course, let's just do a quick review and how I did in Gaming 29 as well. Now, if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying that piece of content, please hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way in supporting me and growing the channel. Just for that, I decided to give you 50% off the FPL Force app. Just make sure that your YouTube is set public, and I have put instructions in the FPL Force's profile settings underneath the subscription tab, so you can make sure you see how to set your YouTube on public, and we can validate that as well, so you can get your 50%. Now, let's get back to the video. So I think I had a good week. Get both Game Week 28, Game Week 29, I had some green arrows. I did take a hit for this game week, and I say that it's a good week because of that hit. And I say that the hit didn't work out, but somebody saved me. So that being the case, I'm like, bro, I'm happy. Ryan goals coming through with a good 7-pointer for me. Munoz going off injured was the catastrophe, whatever, catastrophe. It was just not going well. It was like man down. I couldn't believe it. Last game, I was hoping for him to do something big for me because Hill came through and Gabriel came through. Hill coming off the bench with Anderson not playing, honestly, was like a favor. So Jamie there, as well as O'Reilly not playing as well. So 2 defenders. So Hill was actually my 3rd defense. So that's what made it another great week. In the midfield, starting from the right-hand side, Tavernier not doing anything, so disappointing. Dangle also came off the bench because Wilson was not playing, so I wasn't happy, but 3 points better than nothing. Bruno coming through as captaincy, I think, was really helpful and clutch because a lot of people still went Erling Haaland, understandably so. So that for me is another thing that just made it a great weekend. But what saved my weekend was Sa coming through for me and beating my arch rivals, Tottenham, and getting 2 goals. He even got another goal disallowed. Oh man, the sad part about that was Munoz not necessarily coming through and also like being a part of all of that. But it is what it is, especially after like Thiago, Ekitike, and Haaland, like all of them blanking. I was like, dude, you know. But Sa just doing that for me at the end was great. So picked up just underneath another 100,000 green arrow. Just got into the top 2 million, as you can see. Not happy with my rank, but going differential captaincy has definitely helped me. As you can see, I've been on an upward trajectory. If you look at the bar, the season ticker here for me in terms of going up. Now, this for me is all great. Remember, you can get all of this on the FPL app to help you and keep track of your season, how you've been doing, where you've been getting your points as well during the actual game week as well. So that's honestly something that's really great. So let's take a look at my team selection as well. Remember to sign up to the FPL Force app if you want to get access to the live FPL page where you can get your live rankings overall, as well as in your mini league and a whole lot more like team news. Remember, you can get 50% off when you get your paid membership on the FPL Force app. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel just to get your 50% off. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, guys. Let me just go through the team quickly as to who I have in my team selection. I do have one free transfer, which I'm actually not planning to use because my team actually looks good with Raya in goal. Got O'Reilly, Hill, and Gabriel. O'Reilly did play in the FA Cup, so he was yellow flagged, but that's been taken off. Happy with that. Sent the three in the defense. In the midfield, I've got Dango against Wolves. Saw playing there as well. Penalty man along with another penalty man in Bruno and Tavernier. So really happy with those picks. Then, of course, I've got the great three for this game week, which is Thiago, Ekitike, and Haaland. On the bench, of course, I've got Anderson. Did play in the FA Cup, so not sure necessarily what's going on there as to whether or not he's in that first 11 for Fulham. Concerning because he's one of the players I counted as I have a player for game 31 blanked. So Munoz, need to hear more in terms of press conferences, how he's doing, what's up. But I don't see him coming in for anybody there in terms of like starting 11. He is playing Leeds, which is a great, fixture. This is one of those game weeks where you could actually consider bench boosting with Nottingham Forest playing against Fulham. Wilson there as well. Not sure if he'll make it back in time for that, but I pray he makes it back in time for game 31. Otherwise, I've got a whole problem with my entire bench currently not playing. And that means I might even have to take hits just to actually fill a full 11. But I'm not, I'll have to consider that, really think and consult with the FPL Force. But yeah, happy with Ray and goal. Happy with the defense. I don't think there's anything much to be said. There is that bit of concern that O'Reilly would not play, but I have to keep an eye on the Champions League game that they play with Real Madrid and see who starts there. With O'Reilly having started in the FA Cup, it sort of gives me that rotational hope that he doesn't play in the Champions League but plays in the league. And if that's the case, then I'm very, very happy to have him at like running at number 8 and yeah, was potentially scoring those goals. He'll playing him definitely, even if Munoz was fit over Munoz, because DEFCON, I feel like he can definitely get it. And also, I think he's proven to be somewhat of an aerial threat there as well. Gabriel, no justification needed. Dango Ouattara, okay, of course, better than any of the options if you ask me on the actual bench. In terms of midfield, I think even if Wilson was fit, I feel like it's a tougher game for him playing against Nottingham Forest, who are fighting in somewhat to not be in that relegation battle near the end of the season. So rather play Wolves for Dango, and I know Wolves have been playing really well, but for me, I just feel like Dango can do something in that game against Wolves, who are a better opponent to face, in my opinion, than the Nottingham Forest team, who put up a fight against Man City. So yeah, Sa man, like I'm so happy he came through for me. He's like such a streaky guy, bro. Such a streaky guy, and I hope this is the beginning of his streak because like when I brought him in, he just blanked, and now he's going to be playing against Leeds. The only issue I have is the fact that they're playing at home, and they haven't necessarily been playing all that well at home. They've been such a better team away, so that's a player who, for me, I've just been like questioning. But the mere fact that he has penalties just puts him in that starting lineup for me. Bruno, no discussion needed. It's Bruno Tavernier. I think we've spoken about him a lot. On penalties, gets a lot of big chances. Vice captaincy on him as a differential. See how I feel. But if I feel like the crowd is going with Bruno, then I might just go Tavernier because I know he'll definitely get chances. I know he'll get chances. It's whether or not he'll put it away. It's whether or not he'll put it away. Because his fixture, Tavernier, is much better than that Aston Villa game for Manchester United, if you ask me. Because if Aston Villa turn up, bro, then they turn up, dog. Like, never mind what Chelsea did to them. Chelsea are a different team to Man United. In all honesty, still for me. I just feel like Man United sort of like blow hot and blow cold still. So yeah, Tavernier is a idea in terms of captaincy I'm thinking about because I have that option. Thiago, no discussion needed. He's definitely playing on penalties against Wolves. AKTK, yeah, again, he could be substituted in terms of he could be rotated. That's what I mean. So I guess I just have to hope for the best. I'm not all that confident about him playing this game week, but I feel like he'll definitely come off the bench if he miraculously just doesn't start. So yeah, Haaland, I think it's very much the same as Ekitike, but I feel like Haaland will start. I feel like he will start and then he just won't think. And for me, that's another reason why I wouldn't captain Haaland. Like, yes, I know I said in my captaincy section, like, you can come in and they can wrap the game in first half and be involved 2 goals. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But West Ham's pretty good, man. You know, they just got through. They beat Brentford, and they've been giving Liverpool trouble. Like they give teams trouble, bro. So Haaland not being in form on top of that, and he doesn't get all those. He might not get all those 90 minutes. Even if they're losing, it means that Haaland hasn't been scoring. You know, so for me, it's just like the whole thing. I'm just like, nah, definitely not captaining him. Also because of my position, I'm like ranked like just under 2 million. I have to make those gains. So I have to be captaining different. That's how I have to be thinking. I have to attack, you know? And that's the reason why I've been taking hits here and there, which by 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 the power of the FPL Force has been working. So I'm really happy. So yeah, like this is for me my team selection. Um, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Did I mention I'm growing a community which I would love for you to be part of? And all you need to do is just sign up for a paid membership on the FPL Force app, which you can get 50% off of if you are subscribed to the channel. Would love to chat to you guys before, during, and after the actual game weeks. And I can also get in your questions, which I can answer to you right here on the actual channel. So please make sure you do that. Make sure your YouTube is set public. I have put the instructions to do that in the profile settings underneath the subscription tab. So please, I'd really love to see you guys in the community and chat with you guys as well. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, if you guys are still thinking about who to bring in for this game week, I've done a number of videos of who are the best strikers, best midfielders. I've also done defense, so you can check that out. But if you're looking for a wildcard or free hit draft, then you can check out this video right over here, and that can help you out. Otherwise, good luck for the game week. Listen out for some team news, of course, and then make your final decision with your transfers or your final team selection, which is something that I will be doing. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.